Look at the source packet. Look at the sheer volume of noise today. He starts with grief, then pivots to war, then to economics, then to domestic politics, all in the same breath. It is a masterclass in distraction. Very sad to report that Dolly Parton has just passed away. He calls for a week-long flag lowering, a moment of silence, and then, immediately, he shifts gears. I have just been informed by the United States Navy that all mines have been removed from within the international waters of the Strait of Hormuz. He invokes Space Force. He mentions Pickaxe Mountain. He talks about zero tolerance. He is building a narrative of absolute dominance, trying to make you feel safe while simultaneously threatening destruction. And he posts an image to back it up, a newspaper clipping titled "The Battle for Iron," featuring Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announcing sanctions. He wants you to see the grip tightening. But look closer at what he shares alongside this military posturing. A map. A crude digital map with Lake America, stamped in gold over where Lake Ontario used to be. A red X over the old name. This is not policy. This is theater. This is a man trying to rewrite geography because he cannot stand the idea of sharing a border with a neighbor he claims is hurting him. And that is where the numbers come in. The specific, dangerous numbers, he says. Over the last 10 years, the United States lost, on average, $60 billion a year with Canada. He repeats it later. Canada has been ripping off the United States for decades. They have been charging our farmers 400% tariffs. They wanted 100% of the market for Gulfstream's Canadian competitor. These are his figures, his claims, and they are designed to be simple enough to repeat, but complex enough to be unverifiable in a tweet thread. He is painting a picture of economic abuse so vivid that you forget to ask who defined the loss or how the tariffs were calculated. He just gives you the $60 billion and the 400% and expects you to sign the check. Why does he need this narrative of being ripped off? Why the sudden focus on Canada, on Iran, on renaming lakes? Because he needs a villain to justify the fortune in the Middle East. He shares an exclusive link titled "America is about to make a fortune in the Middle East and Gulf." He is linking the military threat directly to financial gain. The mines are gone so the fortune can flow. It's a transactional view of war and peace laid out in real time. But let's look at the domestic chaos he is manufacturing to distract from that economic gambit. He is rallying for Darline Graham in South Carolina. He is telling voters to pretend I'm on the ballot. He is warning them they will lose everything if she doesn't win. This is political desperation masked as strength. He is trying to force a mid-cycle loyalty test on his base, using fear of total loss to drive turnout for a candidate who may not even survive the runoff. And simultaneously, he is claiming victory in California. He shares links about Trump to rescue California drivers despite Gavin Newsom. He posts an image of a tweet thread from Eric W. discussing the White House East Wing construction, trying to show that his infrastructure projects are moving, even as he claims he is saving other states from their own governors. It's a disjointed mess of accomplishments and threats. One minute he's honoring Dolly Parton. The next he's threatening to destroy Iranian boats. The next he's renaming lakes. And the next he's telling you Canada stole $60 billion from you. Now, look at the tape. The market does not care about the lake name. The market does not care about Darline Graham, but it reacts to the volatility of the narrative. Ram jumped up 2.87%, 91st percentile. That is a massive move in a defensive sector. Why? Because he just threatened systematic destruction in the Strait of Hormuz. The market sees the threat, and it prices in the risk. Ethereum fell down 0.78%, 82nd percentile. Bitcoin fell down 0.74%, 87th percentile. Crypto is dipping. It's hedging against the uncertainty he is creating with his erratic posts about Iran and North Korea. And what about the tokens? Trump coin rose up 0.7%, 67th percentile. DJT rose up 0.65%, 60th percentile. They are up, but look at the percentiles. They are not leading the charge. The tape is moving on real geopolitical risk, not meme tokens. The market is buying into the fortune narrative he shared, but it is selling off the digital assets because they don't offer protection against a mine in the Strait of Hormuz. He also shares an image about AI and power generation, claiming Trump required AI companies to build their own power. He says data centers lower prices via excess power. He is trying to position himself as the savior of the grid while simultaneously threatening to cut off energy ties with Canada, the source of much of our clean power. The contradiction is not accidental. It is a feature. He wants you confused enough to believe only he can fix it. Look at the Supreme Court image he posted. The battle for Iran, next to a stay of a preliminary injunction from Chief Justice Roberts. He is linking legal maneuvering with military posturing. He wants you to see that his administration is winning on all fronts, in the courts, in the streets, and in the sky. But the tape tells a different story. The tape shows fear in the energy sector, Rome up because of war fears, and hesitation in the digital asset space. He claims Canada charged 400% tariffs. He claims the U.S. lost $60 billion a year. These are his numbers. They are his weapons. And he uses them to justify the renaming of Lake Ontario. This is not diplomacy. This is emotional blackmail on a national scale. He is trying to make you angry enough to accept the chaos. And what about the best thing Gavin Newsom said? He shares that link, mocking it or claiming credit for it. He doesn't care. He just wants the attention. He is everywhere. In South Carolina, in California, in Iran, in Canada, in the White House construction site. He is trying to be the center of every universe simultaneously. But remember the quiet days. Remember that numbers don't care how loud you type them. The tape has no soaring and no crashing, only prints. The print today is fear of war in the Middle East, ROM up, and uncertainty in the digital asset space, BTC and ETH down. The Trump tokens are up, but barely, and at lower percentiles than the real risk assets. The market knows that renaming a lake does not remove a mine. It knows that 60 billion claims do not fill a vacuum. He ends with a threat to Iran. The failing Islamic Republic of Iran is not paying large segments of their military, killing protesters. Must be stopped. Anabu. He pairs this with the map of Lake America. He is conflating human rights, territorial disputes, and economic grievances into one big bag of threats. It's a sledgehammer approach to governance. And the market is telling you that sledgehammers are expensive. So when he tells you to pretend I'm on the ballot, remember what he just did. He pretended to rename a lake. He pretended to fix Canada in 10 seconds flat. He pretended to control the Strait of Hormuz with a tweet. The tape is real. The threats are real. But the solutions, they are just words. And the market is pricing the cost of those words. That's the show. We're on Spotify and YouTube. If this earned it, like, subscribe, tell a friend. And housekeeping. The machine that writes this gets tuned constantly for cleaner news. The numbers are real, the jokes are not.